Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Memo akwaba edeba PENDREAM TV so me sure say any day can share and be subscribe to channel no click bell no so say the news to also nsabetimi aka no atie. Ene good morning Ghana so na Felix Kwakye Ofosu any honorable boy in a dinshia na nya asem ketwa cry. It was Clash of the Titans. Na nsembe na no more discuss it was about inflation. If NDC NPP there ama inflation rise pa na Utimu say na okoboy ho fa no try so be twantro nenso Felix Kwakye Ofosu yo bia untimi ene no enhia opano so na untwantro emfa ho ndi nti Felix Ofosu ama ne kwan na yanko he video na hwe kwan a Felix Kwakye Ofosu e de okoboy fa so abra na mo discuss inflation of this economy kwan a NPP time right in NDC time right here. Men kasa bebre misaka video no ha yanko hwe.
Doc, yes, okay. It's important to state here clearly that when John Mahama was president, this country was not a collapsed junk. Was Banana not. Republic. Please, please, yes. I was quiet.
He had B minus. That was his credit. In fact, Baumia is on record to have said that B minus meant economic mismanagement and that Mama was incompetent.
Doc.
You come in and we are junk, baller, and you say that you have done better. What do you take us for?
Okay. Doc, when John Mama inherited President Mills' office when we were growing at about 12-point-something%, growth declined steadily until we got to 3.5. When John Mama took over from please, what is this? Please,
3.5. It is better.
Please,
than 0.4.
Felix, let's hear. Please,
today was your growth. Last year you grew at what? 3%.
Felix, let's hear.
1.5%.
When John Mama took over under Mills, inflation was a single digit. By the time JM was leaving, we were in a double-digit inflation please, I'm telling you of the record of the person you are bringing.
What was the worst inflation of Mama?
You should have courage to absorb.
Right, no problem.
Yeah, I kept quiet. Doc,
but you got 54%, and you are better than your Mama. Are you better than our 50%? Please, you shouldn't even make the argument.
Please, Doc.
Felix, let's hear you.
Under John Mahama.
And Randy, they took it from 8%.
Felix, let's hear.
In 2018, they got 8%.
Let's hear
inflation. They took it to 54%.
Don't worry, let's hear him. Let him make his point. Let's hear him. Yes.
President Mills, may his soul rest in peace, had a single-digit inflation. This economic whiskey, James for Felix, took it from single. Please, that is a champion. Took it from single to double-digit. The biggest accumulation of debts within the short period from the time he inherited the city 2012 to the election. The biggest. It was central bank financing.
How?
We had movement. Please. Okay, so movement of our debts
from 10 to 128.
You don't have.
It is bigger than 120 to 743 billion. What are you telling us?
Under John Dramani Mahama, the finances you need, the resources you need to keep the supply chain for petroleum products could not be sustained.
And how?
There were, please.
And how many times were there for? Look, the only time.
Let me talk.
Was that's very weak that
please.
Against US in the 2014.
I remember
3 days.
Please.
3 days out of 8. Please.
I remember I remember the CEO of West Africa Gas Pipeline coming to Ghana and giving a press interview after that. Mama has told him that they will increase tariffs so that they can pay for the gas, so we'll get power. Doc, industries. Please, Doc,
you don't owe WAPCO.
Before
don't you owe WAPCO?
Under John Mahama, I know people who were laid off at multimedia because they were told because of the power situation they couldn't keep them in.
They've packed back their baggage and left.
Under whiskey,
they've left.
So all I'm saying is that, Doc, if you check the profile, record, performance, abilities of John Mahama, and the things he's telling you now, you need to be patient. Look into what he's saying. Check whether he has maybe added some new capabilities which will make him do things differently, or he's had a change of hearts. And so
are you suggesting that the economy has been run better today than when he left office?
Doc,
by the man who says it's an economic waste.
It is deliberate.
What is deliberate?
I'm coming, and I'll make this statement. When economists talk, they say all things, before they normally make most of it, they say all things being what? Equal. That's if you don't have a major disruption.
What are you talking about?
No,
Where all
please,
things
no.
Is that what you're telling me?
Whether anybody likes it or not, luckily you are not only national, you are international. Inflationary movements in terms of prices of goods, if you watch all elections that happened in the past 3-4 years in every country, every leader who comes and tells you about what COVID did to the economy, the global supply chain disruptions, which has affected prices. And that's why I was watching TV just 3 days ago. Elderly people in the UK are saying that the price of electricity and gas, they don't even know how to survive. If you check with the leaders, even those who denied COVID input and have gotten to power now, they are telling the public now that because of what COVID has done. So Felix will conveniently take away COVID. But please.
First of all, if you are a sectarian firebase economist,
you are wasting your time. It's because please.
If you are a sectarian firebase, then what is the point? What is all the hype about?
Please. Doc.
Number two, COVID is not the only disruption Ghanaian economy has faced.
Please.
Since the days of Rollins.
I'm happy I say it's not the only. So it's a disruption.
Doc, what are you talking about?
Let me conclude.
Why?
No, so let go.
Even Room Soil is
that how cabinet ministers are treated?
Yes.
Look, do you treat former ministers and current ministers the same way?
No.
Oh, really?
Look, so Look, the truth is that the pressures brought on this country by COVID. I tell people that if I hear anyone say that, Doc, before COVID came, you had challenges, but the challenges of COVID, let's add it or juxtapose to what you had before, and let's look at the impact. Like Randy,
Ghana is the only country.
But when I meet people who talk, Doc, when I meet people who close their eyes to all the change disruptions of COVID, and because they want power. By the way,
Ghana is the only country in the world.
My last words.
At least you know my views on this.
Yes, my last words to the viewer.
Sectarian by economists.
The John Mahama that Felix is presenting to you,
it's better than
whose manifesto is saying that you will create jobs and do all this. Fortunately, we've been under his care for some years in this country,
and so we know that.
So
you didn't need 16 cedis to get a dollar. We know.
Luckily, we've seen the conduct of Dr. Bawumia in this country. Look at the two of them.
Yes.
Don't be in a hurry to look at only what NDC is promising today.
No. We'll look at what.
But look at what they did when James was president.
Yes.
Look, I'm not surprised.
There's another matter that I need to discuss with you. I don't know whether he has any influence over the ambulance service. Randy, there's a practice there that must stop. You see, last week, randomly, I noticed that someone had called me about 20 times. When I picked up, this is a young lady, desperately speaking in a manner that I could barely hear on the phone. And she was saying that her mom was at the Cape Coast Regional Hospital, what they call it, Debąte, but had been referred to Colombo, and that they needed to convey her through an ambulance. The ambulance driver said he needed to charge 650 Ghana cedis to buy fuel.
But that's standard.
Wait, but the lady could afford 50 cedis. And this is a woman in critical condition. 500 Ghana cedis. So there was a balance of 150 cedis. And because of 150 cedis, they would not move. And this woman was dying. Yes. So he was allowed to pick the phone from the woman and blow my top on this guy before he moved. Why should we have a situation? First of all, this charge of 650 cedis, where is it coming from?
The ambulance service, they do not get the required.
But that is
they do not get the required fuel.
But it is not acceptable. So mean that people are going to die over 150 cedis, 50 cedis, 500 cedis. Why? So that's why I wanted to draw his attention to. Look, something must be.
But as for the payment, if Dr. Boer, for example, if you take football clubs, you know, all Premier Division 1 league venues, what the requirement is that there must be an ambulance.
Yes.
We all pay.
But even then, you could
we don't get receipts.
Yeah, right, but you could argue that at least you are.
We pay before they come there.
Right, it could be argued that you are collecting these proceeds and all. Let's forget about that. The good proceeds are enough for. But at least you are doing some business. But there's a woman who has sent a mother to the hospital in critical condition, has been referred to a major teaching hospital in Accra, far away, about 100.
Are we supposed to pay for ambulance?
First of all, I don't think you are supposed to pay. It is illegal. But they are forced to collect it for no money because no money is coming.
And they'll say there's no fuel in the ambulance. So if the ambulance must move,
you have a situation where you can't fuel ambulance and you are saying that you manage the economy better. Manage the economy better.
It's for referring by imagination you go need.
Hey Randy, I beg. This secretary.
Did you hear him?
That what?
It was referee by a match. Take care, you could.
Randy, this secretary. Final point I beg you. This secretary paribas argument that Okoboy makes.
Oh, Felix.
Baumia was if you are an economic risk and all you need is secretary paribas conditions. All things you come before you can show your private. What are you on about? It means that any
okay, so you make it parable ceteris.
The point is that Randy, 2 points.
Yeah.
The point is that it is not COVID that has brought us here. What happened is that they hid behind COVID to engage in over expenditure. Look, Randy, and this is documented.
Otherwise, we will not finish.
Yeah, but that document is
next time we will come. Let's look at the
secondary fibers.
No,
economy.
Let me say.
He has destroyed the economy area.
Yes.